Oh, it looks like the other welcoming video that I was going to delete because I was worried about it. It can't have had 425 views. That has to be an illusion. I can't believe it. This gap here, I'm going to finally get an NHS bridge, but it might be quite fragile because my gums aren't strong enough anymore. In the background there, my grandparents, my Berber grandfather and my French grandmother. This was Mum's room. And she asked me to leave it like a museum, and it is. It's a place where I come to meditate and study. I was feeling very sluggish this morning and thinking and anxious, and there's a 4-minute warm-up that I found on YouTube that Zach Bush, who I really admire and respect, he talks a lot about regenerative agriculture and the virome and the biogenome. I can't process it all. I'm still learning, and I'll share more of what I'm learning as I learn it and as I digest and process it. But his 4-minute warm-up is short, it's quick, it's snappy. You lift your, the first one, you sort of, as if you're going to squat, woof, you do that, and you lift your arms up, and you do that 10 or 20 times. I will learn how to actually angle this so I can actually stand up and demonstrate that. And the second one is you just swing your arms up and down 10 or 20 times, as quick as you can, but not so quick that it's difficult for you. And then the third one, yes, you just raise your arms above there and down below, and you just click them, doof, 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 10 or 20 times. And then the last one is just as if you're, but without weights, you just do it up like that. Just realised I've still got my dressing gown on. And I've got wonderful Fran basses present to me, a sort of a heated blanket. And anyway, that wee warm-up, which you can do 3 or 4 times a day, just got me energized enough. And it is that, it's like being able to shift energy, and sometimes the energy feels so heavy, and then just doing something, having strategies, having techniques. Sometimes the only strategy is just, I love you and it's okay, and you feel like shit, and you just comfort yourself, and you just, I've got your back sort of thing. Because sometimes there's no shifting of the energy, just to be with it. You have to sort of surrender to it. And that's why I think I'd like to sort of share a wee bit. Things that a lot of people already know. We already know this, but just we can support each other with this. That there are different strategies for different situations. I think there's a tendency we get a bit ideologically fixed. This is what you do. It's almost either boot camp mentality. You don't get up from a meditation until you feel better, which sometimes is the way. I mean, I remember once the wonderful Joe Dispenza meditations where he says, you sit until you've changed. And I had to do my tax returns, and I have this fatalistic thing. Oh no, not tax returns. I can't stand them. I hate bureaucracy, which I do. I'm not going to be able to do my tax returns. And I sat in meditation this one time, and I thought, and I started reframing it, thinking, oh, I can't wait to do my tax returns. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. And somehow I got myself excited enough. I ran downstairs, and it was the first time I hadn't phoned the helpline. So there are times when that sort of strategy really works, and there are other times when the Tara Brach kind of self-compassion, radical compassion really works, where you just, just accept, she's got this thing, it's called RAIN. Recognize, so you recognize what you're feeling, whether it's anger or depression or sadness, whatever, recognize, allow, you just, well, here it is, this is how it is. And then you investigate, not intellectually, but just where am I feeling it? Is it in the pit of my stomach? Is it in my throat? And then nurture, and that's not one that you find so much in with mindfulness teachers, and I love that aspect of nurturing. And just whatever it is, whatever it is, having a good cry, having a rage, moving, whatever, or just rocking or whatever it is. And then at other times, it is just, phoning somebody, asking for support. There's different, I think that's a thing. It's just tuning in to what you really need. And self-care is not an indulgence. It's a necessity in order that you can actually function and be effective in the world, as far as I'm concerned, for me. And I'll never forget somebody that could hardly be accused of being some navel-gazing escapist, whether you like him or not. There was the secretary of the Workers' Revolutionary Party, the late Jerry Healy, very contradictory figure, so lots of very difficult things about him. He could be quite a bully at times because he was so desperate for people to be tough and face the, and destroy the capitalist system. Anyway, I brought, but he also was quite a visionary, and he also shared time generously, very strange. And I brought John Stevens to see him, and the wonderful John Stevens, my mentor, who taught me how to meditate. He didn't say that's what he was doing, but some of his pieces just lead to that kind of sort of respite from the mind going, and he just, the sustained piece, where you just go, and you just keep repeating that. And somebody else might be going, and somebody else might be going, so everybody's on their own note. And he said, it doesn't matter if your voice wobbles, wavers, or croaks. And the sheer repetition, after a while, your voice, however croaky and wobbly it might be, it starts to steady and it starts to nourish. And then you're nourished by the other sounds, other voices and other instruments are making, and it's just the sustained sound on the exhalation. So you just do it when you're breathing out. And if you've got an instrument where you can keep going, a perpetual drone without breathing, the instrument, you're breathing, but the instrument doesn't have to breathe. You don't have to take a pause to you can breathe while you're sustaining a drone. No, then you only play it when you're breathing out. So if I was doing a sustained chord, say on the piano, I would just put the pedal down and I'd go play that chord, and then when I ran out of breath I'd stop and then repeat. Anyway, the sum total of that is just that at the end, you become immersed in sound, immersed in everybody's sound. It's such a collective piece. Again, this artificial pitting of the individual against the collective, because here you are free as an individual, completely within a collective, and that's my favourite place to be. Thank you, John. Anyway, I brought John to see Jerry when I was in the party. We were going to be doing a big thing at Alexandra Palace, I think 100 years of labour history. And I wanted, I knew Jerry, loved experimental sounds. He was interested in the power of sound. And the reason I'm sharing the story is because if people get worried that by self-care or meditation that somehow you're escaping a political situation, I remember I was feeling restless because John was talking about inner peace. And Jerry turned around and he said, "Comrade," he said, "there's nothing like inner peace for waging external war." And John was shocked, because for him it's about inner peace for external peace. However, the point I'm making is whether you are a pacifist or whether you believe that self-defense is no offense, or whatever you believe is necessary, inner peace is a good starting point. might stop there. I've been dreading doing this. I've been so scared. I mean, the reason I called it, as I said in the introduction video, Another Voice, is just thinking, well, what have I got to say? Everybody, and then of course that's what I practice. That's the whole point. All my work is about the fact that everybody is creative. So that includes me. I have a right to speak because I love seeing other people's YouTube videos. So lots of love, and who knows what I'll be sharing in the next one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If anybody is watching, I can't even believe there were 425 views for that other one. It's not possible. I love you. Thank you.